Hi, my name is Mike Holt. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this particular program. I'm very excited about this because it's something I've done for many years, and that's training. We want to help you take it to the next level. Before we get into the program, I'd like to take a moment and I'd like to thank God for giving me the opportunity and the ability to make a difference in people's lives. Now, nobody can do things alone, and so I want to be able to introduce my team members. And the first member on our team is Brian House. Now, Brian, you started taking my classes when you were 19 years old
Yep.
as a not even a journeyman electrician.
Right.
And you worked your way all the way up now, and now you work for us full time.
Yep.
And so we're very, it's the first time on the DVD that you've been with us full time. It's a long career, and I want to thank you for being here. And our next member is going to be Eric Stromberg. He's from Los Alamos, New Mexico. Eric, what, 2000 and
2002, I was with you on the grounding and a bonding video.
so that's 13 years now, and now we're doing something totally unique and totally different, and training. And so we're going to see how this works out and take the knowledge that you have. And the last presenter is going to be Ryan Jackson from Salt Lake. And Ryan, you were a kid,
Yeah.
26 years old.
Yes, that's right.
Came to my team, and I don't know how we got connected, but you came in there, and so it's been now how many years?
Well, I'm 36 now, so it was 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
2005.
So
Yeah.
we have a great team. Now, when I selected the team, I was really struggling as to what kind of persons I want to bring on the team to be able to make this a presentation. We want to give you everything we have, and these people have been a tremendous success in individual areas. So we want to take what they've done, and they're all instructors, they're all electricians, they've all been in the industry for a long time, so they're going to have a lot to give to you. All right, let's talk about our goals. What are we planning on doing today? One, give you an overview of the fundamental skills to help you change your student lives. Now, I'm an athlete beside doing what I do, and part of being a world-class athlete is that I have to train. I have to stay focused. And what I train a lot of people, and when I'm working on myself, the number one goal is fundamentals. And that's where I think people make a mistake. They just don't have a trainer. They don't have anybody teaching them. So they're out there trying to do whatever sport they're doing or whatever activity, and they don't have a mentor. Hopefully this program is something that you're going to watch, but trust me, it's not going to be a one-time view and you got it, okay, now I'm a great instructor. It's not going to be that. It's going to be time-coded. It's going to be identified by chapters. You can say, man, I can't remember. I know those guys said something about this, or they said something about that. You need to realize this is a resource. This is not something you watch one time, something you go back to when you deal with some situations, because we're going to be covering a whole lifetime of training. Well, you might not experience something that you're going to deal with for 5 years from now, or for 5 years, or 5 years after that. So fundamentals, number one thing we're going to cover. Number two, I want to help you identify the skills that you kind of have a gap there. It's just not there for you. The next one, help you create strategies and plans for the development of those skills. So once we identify, okay, I'm really not strong in that particular area. That's just, I'm not intuitive. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses, right? So certain things are like, oh, that's not a problem for me. Other things are like, I'm not comfortable with that. That is going to be a gap. We need to help you realize, okay, I'm not strong with that. It's something that's important because it's a package, right? This is not any one thing. You lose one thing here, you're not getting the whole performance at the end. So we got to make sure you're an athlete. We got to make sure that you're totally prepared. We got to identify what are your weaknesses. Let's work on those weaknesses, and let's give you the skills, and let's get a strategy. Let's get a plan. If I'm going to try to do something, I have to have a plan. Continuing on, we want to discuss the importance of being prepared. One thing I've learned over the many, many years, I would say if I was going to try to give you, there's so many one things I'd like to tell you. I mean, there's just so many one things, but for sure one thing is being totally, completely prepared. And when you come prepared, you're still nervous. We prepared for this class. I'm all stressed out to record the DVD. We're still prepared, but things are going to happen. And you got to be able to have the skill to adapt because nothing is absolute. It isn't just that way every single time. And the better prepared you are, you can adapt for things that are changing in your particular life. The next thing we're going to talk about, learn how to use our products in your classes. Now, this is not about Mike Holt. This is not what this DVD is about here, this program, the video. It's about how we'll talk about our products later on in the program and tell you how you can use our products. Because people say, Mike, how do I use your products to teach a class? And what products do you have? So those small things, we'll discuss that at another time. But that's not the high priority here. The last thing is help you improve your PowerPoint presentations. I believe today I can't even imagine how you could possibly teach a class without using PowerPoint. And long story, we've all kind of gotten there. And one of the things we're going to try to do in this program here is really help you see how to take our programs that are all PowerPoints, we give them to you as instructors, how you would modify a program that's already pre-made. In other words, how do you make it yours? We make a program, but how is it yours? You're teaching classes that are more residential, or you're teaching low voltage, or you're doing hazard classified locations, you got industrial customers. You know, what are you trying to achieve? And every one of us that are presenters, they all use my programs here, right, guys? All you guys use my programs. And when you go out and you do a seminar, you have to sit down and do what? You have to customize every time that you teach a class. So you have to have the ability to take a program, add photos, add videos, delete things, hide things, show things, modify it, create headings, okay? We want to give you those tools so you can do a good job with that. The next thing is on today's goals, teach you proven, time-tested ways to be the best, the most prepared, and the most professional instructor that you can be. What are we talking about? We're talking about how to be a great instructor. And the last point I want to say here, so that you can make a difference in your students' lives. One of the things that we're going to discuss, and you're going to see the theme here, is that we're doing this for a reason. We have a goal here, and we want to understand what it is. And the difference is, great instructors, they want to see what? They want to see their students succeed. Yeah. I've gotten into sport mountain biking, and Ryan, his son's here, he's kind of watching what's going on here, and his father is my coach in mountain biking. I know for a fact my coach in mountain biking, when he sees me get on the bike and he sees me training hard, he sees the commitment that I'm giving, I'm giving 110%. And when the race takes place and he sees me, my times, he sees my performance, he feels great knowing that he made a difference in my life. And that's what great instructors are. It's not about the instructor. It's like, I want to give them those tools. I want to help them understand. I want to give them the vision, and so they can become successful. And that's what it's about. We want to make the student successful. So let's go on. Okay, this program includes, and this is the most important thing, this whole big package. Okay, let's talk about what are we going to be discussing. Let's take a look at this. Part 1, the relationship. What role do you play in the relationship of being a great instructor to make the difference in the students' lives? Part 2, what role does the student play? What do you need to know about the student? 3, about you, the instructor, different than the relationship. 4, the skills. This is just fundamental basic skills that we want to try to really improve on you. The classroom setting. You know, everything can be great, and I've done seminars where the physical setting is terrible, and it really has an effect on the learning process. So I'm really, really concerned about that. So we're going to be talking about setting up the classroom or the venue they're going to be teaching. Part 6, the actual presentation, making it happen. And 7, learning about PowerPoint, how we utilize PowerPoint.